Vandeham Shri Guru Piyutaparakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitang Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gora Tvijay Namaha Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Hare Krishna, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivas Adi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All right, well, happy to be with you all. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. I'm on the little phone. But Lilamoy Prabhu is somewhere nearby me, but I don't know where, in 466 Green Street, Sri Chaitanya Sarasat Mat, London branch. And here with us, Haridev Prabhu, Bhima Krishna Prabhu, and Istadevika, Aparajita, Jayadev Prabhu, Paramananda Prabhu, Priya Sundari Devi Rasi, Rupanuga Prabhu. And I expect more will join because I think we're just on time. Oh, are we late? How can it be? Just, we're not late. We chanted Vandeham. All right, so dear devotees, here where we are, it's Nrsimha Chaturdasi. Here where we are, it's the day that Srila Gurudev came to the mat, came to Guru Maharaj. He came to Guru Maharaj and came to the mat. And it's the 40th anniversary of the installation of the deities in England, in London. And so Devashish Prabhu, very happily making a good excuse, found a good excuse to bring devotees together. So we've been having a festival. Festivals are going on, and today a festival going on too. But you do know that Nrsimha Chaturdasi is a feasting festival day. Sorry. And tomorrow here, and it means the day after, is the, what did I say? Today is the fasting festival day, and tomorrow is the feasting festival day. I hope I got the words right way around. Make it clear, today is one of those rare days for fasting, and then take Anukalpa after Nrsimha-dev appears. And he appears not in the day, not in the night, not on the land, not in the sky, not by any animal, etc., etc., etc. What? No. Yes, so, yes, anyway. Hiranyakashipu is killed by he who appears in those conditions, and who is fulfilling those conditions is Nrsimha-dev. So Nrsimha-dev's appearance day today, he appears at sunset time, when the dusk time, and at that time, that's when devotees will be making offerings to the Lord, and it will be the culmination, basically, of the day with the evening arti and kirtan. And only after everything is completed do they take something in the form of non-grains. Ekadashi. It's not a feasting day. That's not the principle of having no grains. That, oh yes, we have a feast with no grains. The principle is we actually fast, but to keep us going energetically, we honor prasadam in the form of simple prasad. In Navadip, it is watery papaya and potato sabji. Watery, not thick, strong, big plate to fill up our belly. And some peanuts and fried potato. Aloo bhaja, basically. And the sweet is sago. Watery, not very sweet, not very milky sago. This was Navadip. Really, it was something just to keep us going until the next day. And then the next day is the feast day in honor of Nrsimha Dev's appearance, but in particular in honor of Prahlad Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Dana has joined us also in the last few minutes. And Kamala in USA, East Coast also. Priya Sundari Devidas, yes, you're with us. Lilamoy. All right. So I can ask you, first of all, now you know what day it is here, and actually, except in the Americas, it already is this same day with all of you. And in Thailand, your day has already been running. In Australia, already running for a long time. So I can ask a contribution. Aparajita Devidasi, what do you know about Nrsimha Dev? Can you describe approximately what does he look like? Do you know?
Maharaj Gurudev, Maharaj everyone. He is a half lion, half human. The appearance. Actually, last week or 2 weeks ago, Priyanana and Ajita Prabhu, they came to Bangkok and we have program together. And Ajita Prabhu, he tell the story about Nrsimha, and yeah, it's the first time I learn about the details, but in Thailand everyone also know about nourishing like this, but I think everyone know because there is a popular show or some drama or something about with this name, so everyone know the name, but we don't really know what exactly. Yeah, but the story I also quite forgot the name of
Okay,
people.
okay, but you have some acquaintance and you're very correct, half man and half lion. So the story, I think we may refer you to like Srimad Bhagavatam or a Guru Srila Gurudev. He actually tells the story. He actually tells the story. I'm quite surprised. I just have to see which of the talks he tells that story in, and I can see because I was listening to him, to Srila Gurudev. Let me see. On scsmat.com, scsmat.com. Yes, it's the talk of the 1st of May, 1996. There, Srila Gurudev tells quite fully that story. And I thought, oh, Gurudev, he's telling the whole story just like Srimad Bhagavatam and without reading the book or anything. He's giving us the understanding about Nrsimha, but very much like reading Srimad Bhagavatam, the Leela, the pastimes of Prahlad Maharaj, his father, Hiranyakashipu, and Prahlad's complete reliance on Nrsimha. Not on Nrsimha, actually. I mean, yes, on Nrsimha, but complete reliance on Krishna. And then the Lord appeared to protect him against his monstrous father. Because monster means your father is meant to be the one who protects you. And so without that protection, when the father is attacking you, where do you go for shelter? And Prahlad Maharaj, he already knew, because he'd heard from Narada Muni while in the womb of his mother. He'd heard about the Lord, and he'd heard that, yes, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he's the only real protector for us all. And so he fully took shelter of the Lord. And his dad being such a bad man, then Krishna came in a very suitable form for approaching a bad man. So as a half man and half lion, then he came to set things right, to protect his devotee. So the 1st of May, 1996, I think it's the first entry on scsmap.com today, on the links that are there today for Nrsimha Dev's appearance day. So do listen to that. And the 7th canto, you know where to find these things, of Srimad Bhagavatam, the 7th canto, the whole canto is actually all related to Prahlad Maharaj and Nrsimha Dev's appearance. And Muktinath Prabhu just put a, yes, there we are. There's a direct link given by Muktinath Prabhu there. All right, so I don't want to just talk. I would like to ask you all for either your question or your understanding, maybe something relevant to today and to tomorrow, which presumably I'm on the phone, I'm not on the computer, so it's not so easy for me to see, but I expect tomorrow is Buddha Purnima. Can someone give me a yes? Anyway, Buddha Purnima, the full moon day is coming up. Full moon Purnima is coming up, and it's the appearance day of Lord Buddha. So that is also relevant to the moment. Hare Krishna. And 40th anniversary of the appearance of the devotees, of the deities here in London. We've been partying, and it's a bit early in the morning. I'm going to ask to Paramananda to continue the talks, because it's not so early in the morning there. And I'm sure he's been partying too, because he's been using his energy all the while. But let me pass over the microphone to Paramananda Prabhu, and he may help give some coherent morning Harikatha. And Priya Sundari Devi, she's put that Buddha Purnima is the 12th, I think I saw. Is on May the 12th.
So tomorrow.
Okay.
And it is already celebrated today. You know, they calculate in a different ways, as you know. But it is already celebrated today in Thailand. So our dear Krishna Priya, after morning program, departed for the temple, Buddhist temple, to honor Lord Buddha. Once she got initiated by Srila Govinda Maharaj, our dear Saraswati Didi asked her, "Oh, now you're the Hare Krishna, you're not a Buddhist anymore." Immediately she answered, "No, I'm a Buddhist and a Hare Krishna. In fact, I started to understand Lord Buddha's position even better becoming a Hare Krishna." I remember that conversation. So Saraswati Didi wasn't it took her some time to digest what she said, but really, Krishna Priya is a Buddhist at heart, but with the proper understanding of Lord Buddha's position and his reasons to come here and his teachings. So she is at the temple right now. And today, we did not fast it in the sense of, we did relished Prahlad Maharaj's words in the morning. So I decided not to continue with Chaitanya Charitamrita, so I offer my obeisances to that scripture, and we decided, okay, since it's still the morning, and in Lord's Leela, they're beyond time and space, but considering Lord Nrsimha will appear in the twilight today at some point, that means Prahlad Maharaj is still in school. Because after trying to kill him or harm him, and seeing that nothing can do any harm to his son, Hiranyakashipu, thought, okay, I'm going to put him in a very good school, which is full of demons' children. And I will put 2 of my trusted teachers. And they're the most demoniac type of education. And then let's see what happens. So he decided to take a different approach. So Prahlad Maharaj is in the school as we speak. And while he's in the school, what is he doing? He's not listening to the teachers, obviously. He's preaching all the time. He's preaching to his schoolmates. And we've been reading, and really, I was so surprised. Bhagavat Purana, it's in the name. It's Purana. It's a collection of relevant events that took place in a different time frame and in different creations and perhaps different universes, who knows? It's the collection of that. So Prahlad Maharaj, he came, he appeared, Nrsimha appeared quite a while ago. But what he's saying is absolutely relevant till this day. And of course, he was actually breaking our lifetime. He's saying that let's just take into consideration that's 100 years of a human life. So what are you doing? Half is gone, because at least you're taking naps, you sleep, that's about 12 hours, he said. Half is gone, you're unconscious, it's useless. There's nothing you can do during that time. No service, nothing useful can be done. The rest of the time, what are you doing? Trying to acquire means of enjoyment. Means you're entering under the influence of lust. You're entering a family life. And then you're becoming a slave of that. You're becoming a puppet in the hand of a pretty woman. And then the children, relatives, the accumulation of wealth, I'm making it short. You're becoming too much attached to that. So really, it's so relevant. And he's even saying that, how can a father renounce a child who in broken language saying some sweet words? Just that seemingly nonsense thing captivates a person to the point that that person can never leave that attachment and will do everything in his power, even risking his own life, to support that situation. And he just goes on, breaking it like 1, A, B, C, D. This is the situation. Wake up. And his main call is, do not wait, because, okay, I'm calculated 12 hours a day, that's half life gone. Family engagement, making money, that's another quarter of life gone. Then you're becoming old. Once you become old, you're quite incapacitated. You're invalid. That means that's another 20, and if you're lucky, 30 years are gone, because there's nothing actively, nothing you can do actively in the service. So what is left for you is literally nothing. So he's saying, now you're in the young bodies, full of energy. So use this moment, do not delay. Do it immediately, right now. Engage in serving the Lord, engage in remembering the Lord, engage in the chanting of the Lord's name, glories, and Leela. And it will benefit you supremely. And of course, as a devotees, we can relate. aspiring devotees, we can relate to that situation, that remembering Srila Rupa Goswami's instructions and Asaktasya Vishayam, so we can dedicate everything we have in this world to the Krishna service, because anyway, it's his energy. We're just borrowing that. We're not getting anything out of anywhere but his own property. And like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, if you want to make your life successful, just offer it all to me. Take the remnants, take the prasadam, and that way you can always remember about me. And by remembering about me, you will develop the faith, the taste will come to you, and the love will develop. And then you will be established in your original situation. Jivirasa Rupa Hoy Krishna Nityadas, and Srila Prabhupada makes those points in his purpose. Then you will be awakened. So Prahlad Maharaj is saying, do not waste the time. At the young age, start immediately. Then he also breaks the young age. He said the first 10 years, you're just foolish. You're a child, you're fooling around. Another 10 years, you're a teenager, you're youth. You're wasting your time chasing the girls and some nonsense dreams. So really, if we have 10 good years, like a full capacity to be used in service, that's already a winner. That's a big thing. And that reminded about this beautiful verse. I quote quite often, but it's so wonderful. It's Kulasekhara Maharaj, and Guru Maharaj included in Prapanna-Jivanamrtam, where he's saying that I don't want to be delayed. I want my mind to be fully absorbed in remembering Krishna, my tongue chant his glories before I'm getting old, because I don't know what's going to happen to me. I may not even pronounce the name properly, or I may not be able to hear the name. My mind could be, out of mind, let's just say. So do it right now. Maharaj Kulasekhara, Krishna Tadiya Padapankaja Panjarantam verse. It's in Prapanna-Jivanamrtam. So all these teachings of Prahlad Maharaj, and that's what he's doing in the school. But later on, after such preaching, he's converting the boys, he's converting the sons of demons. They're going to go back to their parents, and the parents will ask, so what did you learn today? And they will be giving the reports. Oh, we learned from Prahlad Maharaj the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu, and love for him and service to him is the Supreme. And immediately, they will file a complaint with Arka and somebody else. I forgot the headmasters of the school. Not important to remember. And then they will report to Hiranyakashipu, while Prahlad Maharaj is already back from the school to the palace. And that's when Hiranyakashipu will go absolutely mad with anger. And that's the moment that will happen today at the twilight, when Nrsimha Dev, he chose that moment to appear. And not to forget, it's all wonderful Lila of the Lord. We know how it's all happened. It all happens in spiritual world. That's the cause, the root cause of all the Leelas, all the happenings everywhere, material, spiritual world. So we know that Lord Vishnu, Lord Narayan, he wanted to perform some, flex his muscle, let's just say. And he wanted a very good opponents to oppose him. And then he made an arrangement. So 4 Kumaras showed up in the front of the gate of Vaikuntha, Jai and Vijay there, protecting the gates, they're gatekeepers. And by some, the Lord Yogamaya energy, they decided not to let 4 Kumaras who had the permanent residence in Vaikuntha. They got angry, they cursed them, Lord appeared, oh, I'm so sorry, it's too late. They cursed you, I cannot really diminish the prestige of my devotees, so you guys have to choose. How many? 3 lives as the demons, or 7 lives as the devotees, and we call it even that you can come back. And of course, they chose the demons because it's shorter. And the Lord was very happy. So Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, this is the first chapter of their Lila. So it's all Lila. And then, as Srila Madhusudan Maharaj mentioned, one devotee was very curious. He asked a very logical question of Srila Govinda Maharaj. He said, well, and also devotees are very concerned when it comes to fasting, they're very concerned with timing. Puja timing, service timing is not so important quite often, but the time of the feast and breaking the the time of the feast, fast, and breaking the fast, devotees are super concerned, have to be very much on time. Because Prasada Seva still remains one of the most important sevas, if not the most important seva. So that devotee, he asked that question of Srila Govinda Maharaj, why are we fasting till it's quite late? It's quite, it's after Arati, so it's after 7. Lord Nrsimha Dev appeared in the twilight, so that's about 5:30, let's just say, depending on the place, 5:36. So why are we not having a feast then? Then Srila Govinda Maharaj humorously replied that actually we're fasting because after Lord Nrsimha appears, that's correct, he appeared in the twilight, so he kills Hiranyakashipu. And then he's very angry. Then all the demigods, they're assembled, Prahlad Maharaj is there, seeing all of that. And demigods are afraid to come because Nrsimha Dev is still very angry, covered in Hiranyakashipu's guts and blood, and nobody wants to come near. They have never seen anything like that. But Prahlad Maharaj is not afraid, so demigods, they're pushing Prahlad. You go, pushing his back. Go pacify, do something about it, because now he killed him. Who knows what's going to happen next? Maybe we're next, who knows? Somehow it's all related to you, so you please do your job. And Prahlad Maharaj fearlessly goes in front of Nrsimha Dev and starts his beautiful prayers to Lord Nrsimha Dev, and that pacifies him. And then the demigods, they're offering Aratik to Nrsimha Dev, then he's happy, and only after that they're offering Bhoga. So Govinda Maharaj said, that's why we're breaking our fast after the Aratik. So we have to wait till that moment. But it's good to fast sometime. And while we're fasting, we can also be feasting. We can read more. It saves a lot of time. We don't need to cook. We just realized this morning, because we have only 2 brahmacharis at the moment, the skeleton crew, and one of them is cooking during the program, and then suddenly there is no cooking engagement. Wonderful. So we can spend a little bit more time talking about Lord Nrsimha, his Leela, and free time for the service, extra service. So it's a good point. No need to be upset, or no need to suffer. Actually, you can enjoy the fasting. But maybe little drink is possible, with Maharaj's permission, of course.
Permission.
I had
Srila
one.
Gurudev gave sharbat at the noon time. Means lemon water with some sweet lemon water. He would have that distributed at large bucket, and devotees would come at noontime. But that's also not for enjoying, it's for keeping up the body energy of the devotees who are serving.
Yes, for the service. I'm just going to tell one short story just to illustrate this point. We just joined ISKCON movement, and it was our first Pandav Nirjala Ekadashi, I remember. So I had some duties early in the morning. I went to the town, and everybody is preparing for the full fast, no water, no nothing. And then I came back around noon, and I saw this, this is what I saw. I saw about 30 brahmacharis on the floor, mostly flat. Really, no energy, no nothing. Kitchen dirty, temple dirty. Nobody is doing anything. Everybody is doing fasting. Really, I was so shocked. And since I was just a young devotee at that time, a thought entered my mind. I still remember that moment. And I thought, oh my God, I'm so offensive. I thought that, what kind of fast is that? Are we supposed to do a little bit more during these days? Or it's just incapacitating yourself to the extreme when you cannot do absolutely anything. You're just lying like a log. So that, really, it's a special mercy dispensation and giving a proper understanding of fasting. So while fasting, we have to maintain our serviceability. So Govinda Maharaj is mercifully distributing the sherbet, which is, sweet water that gives you energy, so you can run a little bit more. That's all, Maharaj.
That's all. Hare Krishna. Govinda, Govinda. Any question from anybody? Jayadev, Dandavat, Paramananda Prabhu, here's a question for you from Jayadev. Oh no, he's saying very inspiring words, yes. And also Paramananda Prabhu pointed out that yes, devotees are very conscious about the exact time that they can first break their fasting. If only we were so conscious about other things in life. Hare Krishna. Yes, Priyanana Devidasi, we are humbly coming to you asking for a contribution. You are a, what is the word? A veteran. You are the veteran of many Nrsimha Chaturdasis. Could you kindly share something? Yes.
Thank you not for calling me a pensioner yet. Actually, we just came back from decorating the temple room and with nice palm branches and many flowers that were donated. And actually this morning we were recalling you, Maharaj. Maybe you remember there is a big water pot and at one time like a huge lotus blossomed. And it was as big as man's head, let me put it this way. And I remember twice when you were passing by, once you said, looking at the lotus, Krishna is an artist. And second remark was like another time, like, and after that, people do not believe in God. Like after such a beautiful and big lotuses exist and like and everything, yes, especially as one of our devotees mentioned, like in Thailand there are many beautiful living beings. It means like many flowers, many things. And when you look at all this opulence, really you think there should be something above this, like some personality with a great imagination who created this all. And yes, and we were singing today Pralaya Payo Jana, this hymn of Jayadev Goswami, also very uplifting mood. And actually, like, this sense comes down like simple life can be so joyous, joyful. Like just glorify, just do some decorations, do some extra cooking for the feast, or like when necessary you can fast, but as you said, no need to suffer. So like simple, do what's required of you, and that's it. Nice feeling of simple life, like breeze coming after such things. So maybe that's one of the revelations in this holiday.
Yes, beautiful reflection. Simple living, high thinking. Krishna consciousness is simple. It only becomes complicated when we make it complicated.
Maharaj, we haven't heard from Bimal Krishna Prabhu for a while.
Right. I think we even said, oh, Bimal Krishna, we know you always are ready to say something, and last 2 times I think we didn't give a chance. Bimal Krishna, now's your big chance. Share something with us, kindly.
Dandava Maharaj, Dandavat devotees. Just a few thoughts that I'm thinking about. I've kind of mentioned before, I actually kind of started in ISKCON, sort of. Like there was a temple in Utah where I was from, and it was nearby in a town, and I started going there. There was a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, 2 disciples that started a temple there. But they were kind of loosely associated with ISKCON. They weren't under the GBC or anything, so it's kind of... Anyway, I received initiation. I received Harinam there on Nrsimha Chaturdasi. So that's always kind of relevant to me. But just thinking now, I'm sitting here and I'm kind of thinking, because I always wanted a connection to Srila Prabhupada, and that was kind of, you know, I could realize, not fully obviously, but like to some degree, of how special Srila Prabhupada was, and just reading his books. And I used to watch every video I could find, you know, just all sorts of, just trying to get that connection. And that's what I was interested in. But I kind of, now I'm sitting here and I'm just kind of realizing that also, I feel like maybe Prabhupada's mercy led me, you know, obviously to the devotees in Salt Lake City, Sudarshan Prabhu and Raikishori, all the devotees there. And it was interesting too, because leaving that temple to go there and coming to the feet of Srila Gurudev, you know, you read a lot of the books, and I felt like in some sense kind of going through the same thing that a lot of devotees did back when they went to Srila Sridhar Maharaj, you know, because I was going to a different temple now, and people didn't understand the position of Srila Gurudev or Srila Sridhar Maharaj and how close they were to Srila Prabhupada. So, you know, it was an interesting time. And also, Srila Gurudev, I wrote a letter to him, and that's the one thing he said. I can't say it beautifully, or, you know, I should know it, but basically, like Guru Maharaj, he quoted Guru Maharaj saying that we have to follow our heart, and that inner heart, and that hankering, and follow that, because it, you know, will, I'm not going to do any justice saying, but I think you've all heard and know the quote. But anyway, I'm thinking a lot about that, and just how fortunate I am, you know, to be with the devotees here in this family. And I'm especially watching the programs in London, just seeing all the devotees there. It's just really sweet. The kirtans are incredible. You can feel, anyone that's been with all the devotees in a big kirtan like that, they're kind of electric, and it even comes through, you know, through the internet. There's some feeling of just that electric, I don't know what it is. I think probably everyone's felt it in some capacity. But anyway, just appreciating the devotees, just our family, you know, seeing all the devotees there gathered, and just how beautiful it is, and just all the talks and lectures. And so really just feeling gratitude today. And tomorrow for us will be Nrsimha Chaturdasi. So today I'm kind of just relishing the programs, and just the kirtans, and just all the remembrances of Srila Gurudev. So that's what I could share today. My Dandavat.
Dandavats. And also, we're here in London, and London is where I first came to meet the devotees and come to the temple. And a little reflection time, in the sense of, as you're saying, when we first come, and then we're hankering, we're thinking, yes, oh, the devotees, this life, it is the real life, as it were. And yes, it's a little reflection also during the quieter times of the last few days, of going to the Soho Street Temple, which is quite famous. It's a small temple. It's still there. And then just resolving that, yes, this is what my life should be, you know, after being in the evening program and then hearing the talk, this, that, and the other, and how our own lives changed. So a little bit of anniversary time. It's not an anniversary. It's not that Nrsimha Chaturdasi is the day that I came, but we've been in London for a few days, and some reflection here too on coming. And actually, what Priyananda was saying, how simple and sweet is devotional life, because we did all sorts of things in our life before, which take quite a bit of endeavor, but simply this principle of giving ourselves for Krishna and Krishna's devotees. And somehow or another, Krishna put in our consciousness like appreciation for every devotee. When we came to the temple, I've been reading the books, chanting Hare Krishna, you know, trying to do things without meeting any devotees. And when we came to meet the devotees, and the only address I had was in London, but I was in Africa. And so I was just here temporarily, but meeting the devotees in London, then just seeing that every devotee, oh, they're chanting the holy name of the Lord, and the holy name of the Lord, how many names they have chanted. And then really had some special spectacles on to see the Vaishnavas. and even got not chastised, but my senior devotee in the early days of being not in London, but elsewhere, Croom Court, north of England at that time, when he said, "Oh, not everyone wearing devotion clothes is a devotee." And I thought, well, that's his vision. But Srila Prabhupada, he gave another vision, how the devotees, they're devotees somewhere. And this was fortunate for me, really, because we don't know who's a devotee. It's a fact. But we did have respect for everyone, however, unorthodox they may have been in their behavior, etc., because not all devotees are exactly orthodox. Are they? Externally. Internally, they are all plain thinking, yes. But he gave that appreciation. So certainly, a time of reflection, the 40 years, Devashish Prabhu and the devotees here, 40 years on, and talking about many things. And I've been in East London all this time, by the way, by Devashish Prabhu's, like special request and promising, saying I'll be in East London. So I've been in the East London side, and most of the televised stuff is from the West London side because they're very modern. But I've been with a lot of old devotees over here. And I know English, so I know what they're all talking about. So, lots of reflections by devotees from life gone by. So I've been, with the old generation. It's good to hang out with young devotees. Or young people, I don't mean devotees. Start thinking, oh, okay, so I'm also this category of, we're on our way out, as Paramananda Prabhu quoting to Prahlad Maharaj in his teachings to his school friends. The last 20 years of your life, you become incapacitated, so you can't even do anything useful.
Not you, Mark.
As I said, we're here in the east side of London, and meeting also devotees we've not met for a long time. But in a positive way, but still a reminder that we're not in our 20s or 30s or 40s or 50s, and only just still in our 60s. So the world is going on. And lots of reminders. One devotee, anyway, we don't have to go into this happened to this person, that happened to that person thing. But one devotee who we see regularly when we come to London the last few times, and he had a stroke, and it wasn't he wasn't inactive or anything. He's had a stroke, and right now he's not able to function himself at all, even to get from a chair to the bed. But the doctors say his kind of stroke, he'll get better again. But, these things, they're just waiting. Some things are going to get us, it doesn't matter how much healthy vitamin A, B, 99 and iron, 16 tons of iron a day put in your system, whatever we think is going to make us healthy. The body is not going to make it past whatever its designed and designated time is. And so, I don't see anybody walking around 200 years old because they took these special pills. It cost 30 euros or something. Anyway, that's another point, isn't it? But the point being that our time is limited, as Paramananda Prabhu was saying to us. Our time is limited, and we must try to use it carefully because we're temporary. And we must try to have the next generations happily continuing capably without relying upon us, older ones. Yes, Prabhu.
No, you just touched that because Hiranyakashipu, He wanted to defeat the death. That was his objective. I mean, he's got everything. He's got all the power. Demigods are under his control. The whole universe is his. All the riches, everything in there is all his. But he understands that he will die one day. And that was the purpose of his austerity. He wanted the immortality, and he asked of Brahma. And Brahma said, I can't give you what I don't have. I'm also mortal. And then he was, he thought he is very clever. I mean, you have to give it to him. He is a clever guy. So he devised the plan. Okay, I don't want to be killed by any weapons, by any living beings, by not here, not there, not during the night, not during the day, etc., etc., etc. And still it didn't work out. Because really the whole point, I mean, those people who are chasing the riches, who are chasing the power of this world, they're also not foolish. They understand that one day they will die. I mean, look at them. Warren Buffett. I mean, I'm not sure how, what capacity he's got in his body, but he's one of the richest, if not the richest man. I mean, Bill Gates, he's getting old. Everybody is getting old. None of them is getting younger. But they have all the resources, all the possibilities of this particular part of the universe in their hands. Still, there is no reversal to the aging, no reversal to the old age and death. It haven't happened yet. But Hiranyakashipu tried.
I'm sure I saw an advert. I think there's a place where you can reverse aging. I'm sure I saw that advert on the street. I'm going to go back down and see if I can find that advert.
It's a good marketing. Doesn't work though.
Get your money back as you pass through to your next body. Excuse me, can I have a refund? Priya Sundari Devirasi, you do not know aging. Any comment from the young section? I'm being more Krishna with you also. Yeah.
Maharaj, I think Jayadev has a question. He has his hand raised.
Oh, okay. Oh, thanks for telling me. I'm on the phone and I don't have the usual vision. I don't have my normal vision. Means I can't see. Jayadev Prabhu, please do ask. And maybe Priya Sundari Devirasi can give particular listening. Maybe she'll have an answer.
Dandavats Maharaj, Dandavats devotees. Not a question actually, I actually had a contribution. All this talk about reflection and anniversary really resonates with me. The Nrsimha feast is a day of remembrance for me, because back in 2022, when I first started coming to the temple, it was just my third or fourth time. I got the great pleasure of seeing Sri Deities puppet show presentation of Nrsimha pastimes, and it was very striking to me, very shocking to me. It was Sri Deity. It's a very striking pastime, of course. Reveals quite a lot about Supreme Personality. But more than that, I got to witness that Sri Lanka's marvelous storytelling abilities, which we all know so well, I'm sure. Sri Lanka has a manner of telling the pastimes as though she were there to witness them herself. And I remember all the kids were surrounding this little puppet show presentation and reflecting on it. I think that I was a child myself in Sri Lanka's hands. And I really look back on that. I remember walking out being struck by the seriousness of the devotees. And now 3 years later, I can hardly believe that that set me on a course that I could never have predicted. Paramananda Prabhu, I really appreciated your words about seizing the moment, about appreciating our youth. And Nrsimha Dev's pastimes tell me that there's really no escaping Krishna, that we can lay down whatever rules we want, lay down whatever controls that we think we can, but ultimately Krishna doesn't. Krishna will get us, and it seems to me that in your company, in your association, the association of the devotees, there's no better time than the present to really make an effort to approach Krishna. It'll never be easier than it is right now. So that's my contribution. Dandavats. Yeah.
And Jayadev Prabhu, I definitely appreciate your pointing out that everything that you said, but this point about that there's no better time than this present time. We shouldn't think things are going to get better or more favorable for us, either in the length of our life and, okay, later I'll be serious in Krishna consciousness, or in the opportunity that we have now like this, to meet with other devotees, to share, to have basically every important scripture already available in, and here we are in English speaking, in English and in many languages, Russian, Portuguese. I saw the Srimad Bhagavatam there is in Portuguese on the web and in so many languages, but for all of us, we're English speaking, and we've basically got the Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavad Gita, the Upadeshamritam of Rupa Goswami. We've got Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, and Srila Prabhupada, a whole host of recordings which are as sitting in front of them and beside them with their recording, which we take for granted because television is taken for granted now. But it wasn't 100 years ago, 1925. I don't know when television was invented, but I mean, it wasn't 100 years ago. It wasn't like now. And if you wanted a book, you got to go and buy the book. And books also, they weren't so readily available for the regular persons of the world. They're expensive, and you have to also find the book and go to the bookshops. So anyway, so much is available for us now, and the association, the scripture, all these talks, everything. And we've got our youth, whatever youth is left, but we've got some life still in us, some consciousness. And thankfully, we're not deep in that trench which we see that the world is in, whether it's the trench of material identification. And that doesn't just mean for wealthy people or for poor people or this people or that people. We see quite independently when we're traveling anywhere, but London's a city with lots of people, and we've been using the public transport and everything, so many people. And everyone's caught up in some trench of bodily identification. Ourselves, we are too, but somehow we've got a little bit of a view out of the top of that trench that's been given by the grace of Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, given by the grace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of Nityananda Prabhu, the grace of those who've given us the scripture before, Vrindavan Das Thakur, Krishna Das Kaviraj, Veda Vyas. So there really is no better time. So Jayadev Prabhu, this is a good point. And so that's why today we have to do right. And London, I kind of entirely missed it, except that there was lots of preparations. London just had some celebrations, or are still having, I don't know, but the celebrations for 80th year from the end of the war, by the way. Something like that. So they're also reflecting on things. And of course, the angle, no doubt, must be, and we were victorious. But there is no victory in war. Hare Krishna. So if that's 80 years since the end of the war, 40 years since the installation of the deities. What's going to happen in the next 40 years? Don't start reading the predictions or listening to the gossip. As I say, I am in England. I do know English. I do know what people are saying. And sometimes it's quite good to be in a country where you don't know what people are saying, because I'm sure in Italy they're not discussing such things. Anyhow, I'm not going to become suspicious, or maybe they are. But in England, we can hear what people say. I do think the loudspeakers, the headphones do have their use, by the way. Hare Krishna. Of course, I'm talking about the public. Hare Krishna. I don't know if I'm waking people up. 1:30, maybe Lilamoy Prabhu was here in 466 Green Street. Is that correct? You are here, Lilamoy? Yes, okay. So I don't know what was going on until 1:30 in the morning, but lots of partying going on here, these Hare Krishnas. But we got up to 2:30 in the morning. So, some 23 hours a day save going on here, or something going on here in Green Street. So anyway, next time we'll be able to say what happened in Green Street on that day. But I have to say, by the way, that the devotees really have put a lot of effort. Devashish Prabhu, but all of the devotees, they put a lot of effort to host the devotees and make everything ready, and repainting, doing this, doing that, making showers, redone the bathroom. I mean, to see that dedication, that heartfulness, preparation. And then Devashish Prabhu yesterday, then he was commenting that in the car, I wasn't in the car with them, but he said in the car, he and his wife, they were just saying, well, we've done so much preparation, but now the day is here. Whatever we've done, we've done. Whatever we haven't been able to do, we haven't been able to do. But, you know, the day is here. So it's what that happy time when you're just surrounded by devotees. Until 1:30 in the morning, what were they doing? I have no idea. We'll find out later. But anyway, now they're probably cursing me. Well, I wasn't cursing them. I was thinking, oh, happy devotees. But they are probably cursing me. Why is somebody talking so loud? 3 o'clock in the morning or something. What's the time? Oh, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Because it's time to get up. It's 4 a.m. Okay, and so, dear devotees, I expect that you're listening to, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam and Gurudev's classic article, Bound by Affection, the day he came to the mat. And I expect you've got your eyes and ears open for the programs. I honestly don't know what's broadcast from here, or if they're making arrangement from this side. I'm not the organizer. I'm a guest here, and so where I don't know arrangements, but I expect there'll be something broadcast somewhere along the way from this East London temple. And we've been doing programs in homes. We've done anyway, full house programs happily. There we are, bound by affection. Priya Sundari, she's put this article. Today is the day Gurudev came to Guru Maharaj, and a day that Gurudev reflected on his coming to the mat. So, we're having some reflections between us on coming to the mat. There is no better time. We must be very careful only in how we lead our life, not only externally, but internally. And that appreciation for the devotees that Srila Prabhupada instilled in us before we met the devotees, and then after meeting the devotees, keeping that. We must try to lead our life in a safe way so that we don't get disqualified along the way or held up along our journey. Yes, I think, did I hear Bimal Krishna?
Sorry to interrupt, Maharaj. I was just going to say that
No.
Ashish usually posts on SES Mott West or East London on Facebook, typically for their Sunday program. So I would assume you could find something there on Facebook, unless they have some other, idea. But
Okay, so there's a link in the chat also that's just been put there by Muktinath Prabhu for a YouTube live streaming from Sri SES Mat West London. So there's a link in the YouTube. And actually, if I can, I'm going to copy it. Does it let me copy it? Yes. Okay. I'm going to copy it because then I can also see the link. But I can also share it with others too. Hare Krishna. All right, so dear devotees, let us all continue. And some of you have a good night. Some of you have a good day. And I have woken people up probably, or at least some devotees are getting up. So we're going to continue the day and we'll touch base again very soon. Now I've lost my Zoom because I was pasting. Okay, I've got my Zoom back. Okay, and now I can see you devotees who've got your cameras on, and I can see the names of those who don't have the cameras on. Yes, Hariday Prabhu, to each one of you, I hope we gave some kind of greeting to each of you along the way. Oh, Nadia Priya Devirasi is with us, too, with her headphones on, listening through the headphones. And Muktinath Prabhu kindly been giving us links, etc. too. All right, dear devotees, please have a special day, have a special time. There is no time better than now. Let us chant Hare Krishna and honor the Lord and his devotees. Nrsimha Dev's appearance is for the purpose of glorifying his devotees. Let us try to follow in the footsteps of those devotees who have gone before and be under their shelter. Jai Srila Gurudev Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj Srila Bhakti Rock Sridhar-dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Srila Prabhupada Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Vaga Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. All the present day Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Brinda Ki Jai. All the Ananta Koti Vaishnava Brinda Ki Jai. Unlimited numbers of devotees everywhere Ki Jai. And Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Have a good day. Take care.
Madhusudan Maharaj ki jai.
Hare Krishna. So take care. Have a good day. Remember the half man, half lion, who is our dear friend and protector, Sri Krishna, in the form of Nrsimha Dev. Nitai Gaura Premanandi Hari. Dandavat, Dandavat. Good to see you all. Good to see you all. Hari Bol. Ami Ashchi Hari Dev.